First of all, Moicano is a guy who's got great reach. He waits for the fight to begin. He doesn't attack from the beginning. He waits for the opponent to make a mistake. Tonight we saw you studying more and attacking later, and then you exploded in the second round. What was the strategy for the fight? Good evening. He's got great reach. He's got good size. I think that the division is renewing itself with bigger guys. He's got great reach, but I kept calm and tried to attack at the right time. We wanted to see what he had in his game, what he had prepared from the beginning, what he could do with me. So I wanted to see. I know he's got good jabs. He kicks well on the legs. And I just had to block those and attack. I knew that the first hand of mine that would land, he would feel it. Before the fight, I asked you about the bets because you came up as the underdog, and you said you didn't care about that. After the fight in the interview, you talked about that, and a lot of people doubted you, that you were the underdog. Does that really have no weight on you? Because it really seemed like something that kind of bothered you. How's that like? When I said that, I didn't talk about the bets. I don't like betting. I've never had that in my life. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about those who always doubt me. Since I lost the second fight against Max, and a lot of people were saying it was the end of my career, that I should retire, that I needed to leave. I wasn't the same. So when I said that, that's what I was talking about. You know, those believe it's only up to you. You got to work hard every day, and you're going to win in life. And that's what I did. I went back to the gym. I got back with my teammates and my trainers and wanted to see what moment I was at in my career, if I could fight at a high level, and they all agree with me. And that's what I wanted to hear. So I went back to the gym and trained hard, and I proved it tonight. I think yesterday, without betting or anything, the media and those who want to talk about MMA, they said it was Moicano's time to beat me. I think they forget everything that we've done and who we are. We're different people. Myself, Anderson Silva, among others. And at any moment we can turn the game and get back to a high level. And that's what I've been saying to everyone. You just said about turning the game. Did you turn the game around in this game? Is your best performance in a long time against a challenger, somebody who's coming up in the division, a guy who's got a name? He's beat a lot of guys. Did you feel like you had a different posture for this fight? I think that changed in the fight against Jeremy Stevens. We changed. We showed that we were still alive in the division. We were doing well. And after we fought well in first round, and my coach was telling me to remain calm and find the right moment. I was never not the champion, you know. I always believed in myself. I know my potential, and this love that I get from the fans, you know, I'm the people's champ, and I'm always going to be the champion, and people believe in me. So I think I did my job to get in there and win another fight. Congratulations on your win. We see that you still have an agreement. You have 2 fights left. Do you think that you can still keep going? Can you get the title to say goodbye with the title, showing that you came back and you were reborn from the ashes? First of all, thank you. I always believed in myself. I know that I could always do it. I have a lot of potential. I have qualities as a champion. You know, I respect everyone, but I don't know, not for myself, but with my goals in life, that I want to test myself and do other sports. It's another dream of mine. I don't know that if I'll be able to fight for the title again. If I could get that, I would have to negotiate the contract and sit down with everyone not trying to take advantage of everything, but I like the opening to test myself in other sports. Before coming here, I was watching the movie based on your life and saw how hard it was for you to get to the top. And I could not ask you, from your first fights to get to where you are and where you are now, how do you compare the first to the last fights? In the beginning of my career, I really was going after what I wanted. I had my dream of having my own home, of having a better life for myself and my family, for my mom, for my sisters. So I worked hard thinking about them, and thankfully I would get in there with everything, and people would tell me that no one could take what was mine. It was my dream, so I couldn't see anything other than my victories. So that's what I did until the end. And after we become the champion, we were able to get everything that we want, and I'm able to put dreams a lot longer than the moment we're living. So it's like going through a wall, and you know, I work for that, and I believe in my team. I have a great team that supports me fully. That dad is more than a trainer. He's like a father to me. He's always there with me, talking from the beginning to never change. And today I fight for my daughter as well, because she hadn't seen her dad win, and now she can understand. She watches the fights. She wants to travel with me, and now she's seen 2 victories, and now we're fighting for her, and that's what makes me stronger. Right after the fight, we could see that you were talking to Renato. You were talking to him for a minute. It was a nice scene to watch. But what did you tell him? First of all, I thanked him for the fight. I think that I had to say sorry because I was getting in the way of his dream. He wanted to fight for the title, and I wanted to give him some strength. We need the new generation. We need new athletes in my division too. I always dreamed of having a total domination of Brazil in the division, and I lost that. So I want to give him the strength for that. You know, now it's in the past, and I hope that he's keeps going. He's got talent, and he's got his skills, and he's got a great future ahead of him. He needs to believe in his team, and hopefully he can come back and fight for the title one day and be the champion. Twitter is already on fire after your win, so let's go in parts. Conor McGregor had a relevant tweet. He said that he'd love to compete. It's so beautiful. How does that sound to you? To me, it would be great. I don't know if this fight, he said, was close in Rio. It didn't get to me, but if I have that opportunity at the division above, that way I don't have to suffer to the weight cut, I think it would be a great fight. I think in the first fight we weren't even to show my work. He connected a great punch, but if you have another opportunity, I think the story is going to be different. And some other people, Alex Volkanovski, said that he congratulated you and said that, you know, let him know if you want to get back quick. Volkanovski. Sorry to that guy. I don't know, but you can be sure that if you want to fight in Curitiba, if I have the opportunity, I'm in. Another one was Brian Ortega. He said that let's start to negotiate. Would that be a fight that interests you? Of course. Anyone here who's well ranked would be a great fight. I put about 15 names in front of Dana and asked them what was the real situation I was in division in the UFC and what he imagined for me. So I gave him a list of names, and all those in that list are in the list, in my menu, and I like to face him someday. And Max Holloway also tweeted. Did you see it? We already know that you face somebody that became symbol of trash talk, but it's not your style. Are you happy to see that? from the champion. I think he's a true champion. I'm happy about it because he's a guy that deserves to be there. He deserves to be the champion. He achieved it. He's battled from the beginning. He came into the UFC very young, and I think that he conquered that. I have a lot of respect for him. He's got a great story. He's got a kid too, just like me. I have my family. So we defend that, and I'm very happy, and I wish him all the best at featherweight or lightweight. I hope that he continues to with a victorious path, always healthy. You jumped out of the cage and ran into the crowd. I saw the guys were running after you, and you said, no, you're not going to hold me back. And you chose to go to a section there. Was there someone there that you wanted to see, or you wanted to jump, or was it just to run away from the security? It was just to run away from security. I didn't even see where I was going. When I was going to jump, right when I jumped the cage, I was really far away from the people. I wanted to get closer to them and feel their energy, what everyone was feeling. I told them not to hold me, to let me go. If they hadn't held me back, I would still be there. You wouldn't be talking to me right now. I wanted to be in there and run into the crowd like a madman. You jumped like Khabib at that fight with both feet. I think people were scared. But about the knockout at the finish of the fight, of course, Moicano was not happy. He complained at the moment that he was still there. Do you think it was the right moment? What did you think of the fight stoppage? I was talking to Reed Harris about that. He said it was just like Khabib's jump. I told the guy to crouch down because I was going to land. And he asked me if I thought that the fight stoppage was early, and I didn't know what to say at the moment. It was really quick. I didn't really know. But watching the fight, I haven't seen the full fight, but watching the highlight, I think that I had a lot of dominance, and the ref told him to react, and he didn't. So, and they always say if you don't show that you're in the fight, the ref's going to stop the fight. So it wasn't that he wasn't warned about it. It's part of it. I can't go back. You know, the ref has final say. If that's what he thought, I agree with him. Tonight in the event, Amanda Nunes talked to the press and said that she would like to stop fighting, that maybe her next fight would be her last for undetermined period of time, that she would like to fight soccer. It's a dream that you might also have. Do you think that Brazil might become an orphan, you know, with a loss of big idols? You know, Damien, Amanda, you, Anderson Silva's not going to fight for much longer. Do you think that Brazil's going to have enough talent to have enough idols that nation wants? I think that there's going to be a new generation. I think that the Brazilian people are very hard workers that are always looking for that. So I hope that a new generation comes up. There's guys fighting at 205. There's someone that I hope can have a good path and fight great names. Charles is also a guy who's been growing a lot at featherweight. So I hope that new athletes come up that can represent us. There's another guy in the division that we're preparing that will be a great guy in the UFC. I think it's a phase that we're passing, relaying the baton, and I hope that some other Brazilians can carry the flag moving forward. Moicano has 2 wins against 2 guys that are at top of the division, in you and Ortega. Do you think that he can break through and not just be in the top 5, that he can get to the top 1 and challenge for the title? Yeah, I believe in him a lot. He's got a lot of potential. He's got great trainers, a great team. I think that when you lose to a high-level guy, it's part of the game. The fight's 50-50 when we start out. I see him having a brilliant future in the division. I hope and I cheer for him that he can continue on a victorious path and he can get to the title. Like I said, tonight he was ahead of me, and I was able to win him, but he doesn't go back to the end of the line, and he fought against a dominant guy who's had a brilliant career, was twice champion, so he's got a great future ahead of him. I hope the best for him, and he can get back in the gym and train, and maybe tomorrow be the champion. Thank you, everyone.